Well, hello, all my beautiful friends. Today's video features part 3 of the Sew the Trend series for spring and summer that I am hosting. If you haven't had a chance to check out part 1 and 2, I'll leave links to both of those videos in the description box below. The first video focuses on shirts and shirt dresses that are trending in high fashion as well as on the runway. And the second video is featuring vests and also separates. And so both of those videos have different types of silhouettes and also different items that are trending throughout the 2025 spring and summer season. This video, part 3, we are focusing on satins, silks, and sheer fabrics. So we're looking more so at the fabrics that are trending versus the silhouettes and the styles, if that makes any sense. So I absolutely love all the different lacy type fabrics and sheer fabrics that are trending this year. And I can't wait to share with you some of those styles that are trending, as well as some patterns that we can use to mimic some of these styles. I also want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, because I have seen an uptick in my channel here, and I am seeing a lot of people joining the channel. So I'm really, really happy and excited about that. If you have been following me for some time, you might have recently noticed that I did hit 10K. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And I want to thank all the returning subscribers and those individuals who watch my channel week after week. I want to thank you for listening to my rambles and also to some of my thoughts pertaining to sewing and fashion. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into today's video and let's look at some beautiful, beautiful fabrics that are trending. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the satin, sheer, and lace styles that are trending for 2025. And I wanted to start us off on the reversible site. And I want to share with you this beautiful Gucci crystal embellished semi-sheer silk maxi dress. And it's 100% silk. Now, when I tried to find this on the Gucci site, I didn't see it. It is available on similar sites like Farfetch and also this reversible site. I think it's also on My Teresa, but I haven't seen it on the Gucci site. But look at this. It is absolutely stunning. I know that it is very easy to create styles like this. It's mainly the fabric that we're looking for. Stay tuned. This year, I am going to try and start a series on how to find fabrics that are very fashionable and also fabrics that are very similar to high fashion designs. So stay tuned for that series. I think I will start that series after this one. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. In terms of pattern suggestions, I am going to be recommending very simple and easy patterns because, as you can see, it's just a button front top basically that is turned into a maxi length dress. You do have a collar and a collar stand, which is very, very easy to do for those individuals who are at that stage. So for the most part, this is a very simple and easy project, which is really nice because we're working with sheer fabrics. And since we're working with the sheer fabric, we want something very simple in design. So as you can see, you have your front, your back, and your sleeve pattern, as well as your collar and your collar stand. You will be putting buttons going down the center front, and it looks like for this particular style, we do have I think a placket that we're going to be sewing onto it as well. So, I mean, the patterns that I have seen, I have a few patterns that I will recommend here. I think the Simplicity 8546, which is a little bit of an older pattern, but it is on the Simplicity website. I am particularly looking at View B, which is the maxi length option. You do have some other options in that pattern, but View B is going to be the silhouette that we want if we want to create something like this. I also think the Nomi ME2129 would be a really great alternative for those individuals who do not want to sew any buttons but want to get a similar style. So this particular pattern does not have any buttons. You do have a loop, like a little bit of a open in the back of the neckline where you can like slip your dress overhead, and you have like it's a keyhole opening basically, and you have a loop and a button closure in the back of the neckline. So I think something like that would be very, very nice to sew if you're looking to sew something like this, but you don't want to sew on buttons and buttonholes. So definitely check out that Nomi pattern. It was just newly released, and you can definitely use sheer fabrics for that particular design. This was one of my favorite designs that came out in this year's collection, and I would definitely consider making something like this. As you can see, the garment, because the garment is sheer, you will need some type of slip dress or something to go underneath. And you can definitely sew a very, very simple and easy slip dress. I'll put some options here so you can see the different options that we have. For the purposes of this style, I would definitely say maybe go with a knit slip dress. It will be so easy to sew. Usually you'll have your front and your back pattern piece. And if you want a sleeve pattern piece, you can select a pattern that has a sleeve. But I think something that just is like a sleeveless garment, either with spaghetti straps or wide, like a tank or some type of tank top style or cut, would be very, very good for this type of style, especially for summer. You don't want to be too hot, but I think those would be some really great options that you can go with if you want to choose something like this. Now we are on the Farfetch site, and I want to take a look at another beautiful button up sheer style. And this is the Karl Lagerfeld rhinestone embellished shirt. Now for this, we have so many different button shirts that we can choose for this particular style. If you want to go with a style that's very similar to this, that has like that tunic style, it's not quite a dress, but it's not quite a regular size shirt, I would definitely say the Simplicity S9707. You can get this also in a plus size, and the plus size is the Simplicity S9708. So those patterns would be a really great fit for this. Those two patterns are actually tunic styles anyway. They don't button all the way down to the lower part of the hem. And so you do have like a section at the lower part where it's open. I do have a pattern review on the channel if you want to take a look at that. I'll try to remember to put the link to that in the description box, and you can watch the pattern review for that. But that's a really great pattern to go with. I also think the Simplicity S9858, that is a unisex pattern. You will have to lengthen the pattern pieces if you want to get a tunic style, but it's very, very similar to the Simplicity S9708. And with just that one adjustment, lengthening the pattern piece so that you can get a longer tunic, it will be very easy to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and kind of zoom in a little bit. I love the fabric. I love the button details. This is just such a very, very gorgeous fabric. I love the cuff. The cuff is a more of like a silky type fabric rather than like the sheer that we're seeing for the body of the garment. The same with the plaque as well as the collar and collar stand. And I love the contrast. And when you are sewing these types of garments, it is a really good idea to make sure that you're using more of a solid fabric that is not necessarily solid in color, but I mean like in weight, something that is a medium type weight fabric that's not sheer. You can use silky type fabrics like rayons or satins or things of that nature, but you just don't want to use very thin and sheer fabrics that you're seeing like for the body of the garment, because you want to make sure that you have some stability to that garment. When you go to sew the buttons on the placket, you want to make sure that you have some stability. And so it's a really good idea to go with those types of fabrics. So I think that this is absolutely gorgeous and I love the fabric. And I'm going to try and see if I can search and see if I can find similar fabrics. And then when I do the Sew the Trends fabric series edition, we'll see what kind of options we have for fabric choices to sew some of these beautiful garments that we've been looking at. Next, we are taking a look at this beautiful Zimmerman outfit. And I don't want to do too much on Zimmerman for this particular video, because the next video, which is going to be the last video for this series, I want to focus on all of the collections that I like. So I don't want to do too much on Zimmerman specifically because I want to do a video on collections and share with you. And so it'll be the last video for the series. So this particular set, it is the Illuminate Lace Peplum blouse and skirt. So you can actually sew the skirt, the pants, and the top and make it like a really nice summer wardrobe set. I think it would be absolutely gorgeous. But let's just take a look at the top first and see what kind of inspiration and what kind of patterns we can use to create something like this. I absolutely love the neckline. I love that it's a V-neck. I love that we have loop and shank buttons, because that means you can get the benefits of having buttons down your shirt, but you don't have to do anything in the way of putting buttonholes on your garment. And especially dealing with lace and satins and those types of, sheer fabrics, a lot of the times you don't want to actually sew buttonholes on those types of garments. And so I absolutely love the button detail here. I love the neckline. I love the beautiful sleeve. I can't tell if that sleeve is a gather. Yes, that's a gather sleeve. So I love the gathered sleeve head. I love the little peplum at the bottom. I just absolutely love this. This is a beautiful garment to me. I love the skirt that goes with it. Sometimes, in my opinion, Zimmerman does not do a good job with their matching sets, but this particular set, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it's too much. Sometimes when they have like a lace top and a lace bottom, sometimes it could be a little bit too overwhelming to take all of it in at one time. But I absolutely love this. Maybe it's the color selection, but I absolutely love this. And for tops, we don't have too many top patterns that's like this, but I thought about the Simplicity S9748 with minor adjustments. If we don't want to go all the way down, like have buttons going all the way down, we can definitely fix the bottom of that. If we decide that we do want buttons going all the way down, we can definitely do that as well. But I absolutely love this style. And so I thought that pattern would probably be a good one for it as well. Or we can also use the Vogue V1934. Now this pattern is actually a dress, but you can definitely omit like the skirt portion of the dress as well as the midriff area. And then you can just add a peplum and it would be very, very similar to the style that we're seeing right here. So absolutely love this. And I think that that would be a really great place to start. Now, just remember that most of the patterns that we will be using for some of these projects, they will just be used like as a base, and then we can like build from there. We can omit things or add things based on our personal preference. Now, for the skirt, I thought about there's a few Mimi G patterns that we can actually use for the skirt. I think that Mimi G skirt pattern would be a really great option to go with if you want to sew something that is very similar to the set that you see here. So let's talk about another one of my favorite sheer sets from Zimmerman. So this is the Dawning V-neck beaded blouse. and the Dawning Beaded Tuck Short. So you can see the model is featured in both the shorts and the top. I am so in love with this outfit. I think this would be a really beautiful set to create for summer. In terms of pattern suggestions, I think the McCall's M7978, so the top view B and A would be a really great start. I also think the McCall's M8260 view B for the shorts. Now the shorts, we do have a lot of flared shorts, especially like in the indie pattern community. We see a few patterns that's very similar to these shorts that have been trending over the last couple of years. I think that they are very, very fun and easy to sew. And so I would definitely say if you want to make a pair of shorts like these for summer, a really nice airy sheer fabric or some type of voile or any fabric like that would be absolutely fun, I think, to recreate a set like this. So I love this. I love the black and the pink florals. I love a really nice dark background with light floral fabrics on the foreground. And so this is one of my favorite sets, and I think it would be really easy to create and something fun for summer. So now we are on the LJones site, and I may have pronounced that wrong. It is a French company. This is the spring collection, and as you can see, they do have a category where you can see all the things that have come out this week. But we are not going to be taking a look at the things that have recently come out this week. We are specifically looking for sheer, silky, and satin type fabrics. And so I did go ahead and I modified the search so that I can find those silky type fabrics. And this is what the search has come up with. And so this is, while this is within this season for the spring of 2025, they're not the latest arrivals. I think some of these came out as early as like March, early March or late February. And so we do have some older pieces, but we also have some newer pieces that have come out as well. Now, this first piece featured in red is absolutely gorgeous. It's called I think it's called the Chamberlain blazer, but you also have like the slip dress with it as well. And the slip dress, I believe, is called the Charmaine. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So here is the Chamberlain blazer. It retails for $437. Now, we can definitely try to recreate a blazer. Blazers, we have so many different patterns that mimic this particular style. The Butterick B5926 is a really nice pattern. It has a curved hem, and so I specifically thought about that pattern because it has a curved hem, and so I really like that. In terms of the slip dress, I definitely think that we have so many different slip dresses out there that we can choose from, and so we can definitely try to select slip dresses based on the type of silhouette here. But I think the Simplicity S9745 seems to be a really popular one, as well as the New Look 6889. So if you want like more of a flare, I think that Simplicity or the New Look pattern would be really good if you want a little bit more of a flare. You just have to lengthen it if you want to get like a maxi dress length like this. But I think the New Look would be something very simple and easy to sew. It does have like a center front seam and a center back seam. I wonder if you can actually cut those pieces on fold. You probably can cut those pieces on fold. And so if you want something like this, you could definitely create something with those types of patterns there. This Tine blazer, which is the blazer that is featured in this beautiful teal green, that blazer comes in so many different florals and so many different colors, but we will take a look at it in this teal. They also have a variation of this Tarrant blouse featured in a lace, and it's a black, I think it's a black lace blazer. Personally, I've never really thought about sewing a satin blazer until I saw this collection. I think it would be absolutely stunning to create something like this. I absolutely love it. I think it's just such a beautiful, beautiful looking blazer. It says that you can complete the look with this beautiful Tyler silk blouse, which is also, I think, a really great shade. And then you have some denim pants and some pumps that you can also complete the look with. I love how they give like these different suggestions on how to complete the look. And I think this look here, the top, the blazer, and the pants is a little bit too much. But I think like if we broke it up and we have maybe the blazer and the pants with the white shirt, or the blazer and the pants with like a teal shirt, or maybe the blazer and the teal shirt with a pair of jeans. I think if we kind of break up those colors, it would be a little bit better in my opinion. But I'm not mad at the entire set either. Absolutely love, love, love this. I think for this particular blazer, the McCall's M7118 would be a really great choice, which is a Melissa Watson pattern, and it has been around for quite some time. It's still on the Simplicity website, and I think that would be a really great choice if you want to sew a blazer that's similar to this. This Hatana satin wrap jacket is so cute, and it reminds me of the Mimi G S9714. I think that that would be a really great choice. Or because it has like this robe look, we can also use the newly released Butterick pattern that just came out. That's very, very similar to this. I think those two patterns would be a really great option for this style. I just absolutely love these satin looks. And as I was like going through all of this, I was like, oh my goodness, I just never thought about using satin for these purposes, but I think that they look absolutely stunning. Here are a few more of those beautiful satin white leg pants in different colorways. I think that they are absolutely stunning. There are the lace trousers that go with that lace blazer that I was talking about. Let's see if we can find it. So here's the Chamberlain lace blazer. Very, very similar to the blazer that I showed you all in the beginning. It's just a lace blazer. Absolutely stunning. I never thought about sewing a lace blazer, but now I'm just like, I would definitely sew a lace blazer. I think it would be absolutely fun to do. Here is another wrap blazer that's very similar to the wrap Vogue robe type blazer that I just recently shared with you all. I think this one here is also absolutely stunning and can be used with that Mimi G Simplicity S9714 pattern. I absolutely love these styles, and this fabric, I have seen this fabric all over their website. They have so many different garments featured in this beautiful rose and white colored fabric. It is absolutely stunning. So I'm not a huge fan at how they're showcasing this with all of the various different separates together, but I do think independent of one another, they are absolutely stunning. I love the different looks here. Love that the jacket and the pants is in the satin, and it's just right on trend. So absolutely love, love, love this. So let's talk about silky tops and also white leg trousers. I absolutely love this look as well. And I think for silky blouses, we could definitely go with that New Vogue V2119. Now, if you want to use the top out of that pattern as well as the pants, I think you can definitely recreate a set that's similar to this. Now, the pants and the shorts out of that Vogue pattern, it's meant to be more of like PJ set, like the top and the pants are supposed to be a PJ set. And so you do have elastic around the waistline. It's not going to offer for the exact same silhouette, but you can definitely get something similar as what you're seeing here. I love the dots on this. It's really nice, and I love the fact that it's right on trend. But polka dots and dots and those types of fabrics always seems to be on trend for some reason. But definitely love this set, and I think that this is an absolutely gorgeous set, especially if you want to wear something that is silky, or any type of silky fabrics or anything like that. That bow pattern is going to be a really great pattern. You could definitely sew that using different fabrics to get like outwear sets as well. So I think that particular pattern would go well with this. This is called the Danny Silk Blouse, and it comes in so many different colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one here. And I think this is just stunning. I love a dark background with a really nice bright foreground, as I stated before. One of my favorite things. I'm just going to share with you a few different colors here that they have in this beautiful Danny silk blouse here. I think they're all so fun. And again, definitely look at the Vogue V2119. It is meant for silky type fabrics, and so that's why I'm recommending that one specifically. I think you can use almost any button up top pattern as long as it's calling for those silky type fabrics. So I think, going with the silky fabric this spring and summer would be a really great option because it's just something that's trending right now. Let's take a look at a few lace tops. This one is a crop top, and it is a lace. I think this one's cute as well. Again, we can pretty much use any sewing pattern that has like a button front with a slight crop to get a look like this. But I think that's very nice and fashionable for the summer. They have it in this beautiful blue, and you can also purchase it in different colors as well. They have this blue fog color. So we're just getting an idea of how these different colors will look. And here is a white variation as well. I have to say, I love the blue. And then I think I saw a pink one as well on the main page. So absolutely gorgeous. I think, a really nice lace top would be nice for summer as well. And then lastly, for this particular site, I want to focus on this Cali silk blouse in the color almond. I love this blouse. I specifically love the sleeves on this blouse. And I thought about a specific pattern because I've been thinking about sewing with this pattern for a while. This is the Burda 5965. It has a yoke shoulder and a V-neck line, very similar to this Cali shirt. And so I think that those two would pair well really nicely if you would try to create something like this with that Burda pattern and a beautiful silk top like that, or silk fabric that's similar to this. I think it would be absolutely stunning to recreate something like this. And I love the trousers as well that they have here. So I think those are all the things that I wanted to share with you on this particular site. As you can see, they do have quite a few nice little simple pieces that is in this spring collection as well. They have a lot of knit pieces, some vests and blazers, and just all kinds of cool stuff. If you have a moment, I would definitely say go ahead and take your time and look on this site. You'll find quite a few fun little pieces for spring and summer. And then lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at the Katon site. Now, this site has so many different good ready to wear garments for women and men for spring of 2025. But I just want to focus on just a select few on this site that I found to be very, very nice. Now, if you haven't had a chance to watch my first video of this series, I would strongly recommend that you go back and watch that. I do talk a little bit about shirt dresses and shirts in that particular video. And so you'll see recommendations for styles like this shirt dress that you see, the very first shirt dress. Now that is a silk style. And I was very surprised to learn that most of this collection is all silk. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share with you this collection specifically. But for this particular uh, this shirt dress here, we have very, very similar styles to this, and I'll put a couple of patterns up here so you can see different patterns that you can use to create this dolman style. But since I focused so heavily on shirts and shirt dresses in the first video, I am not going to focus too much on those types of styles. I am more so focusing on like the fabric type and the style in this video than the actual silhouette of a garment, if that makes any sense. So let's go ahead and go back out, and I want to share with you some of the pieces that I have found to be so fun. This entire row here, I'm absolutely loving the blazer and the silky shirts with the silky trousers. I think all of those things can be recreated pretty easily as well. You'll notice in this collection, we do have like this slightly dropped dolman sleeve shirt dress style in many different colorways. And so I absolutely love it in this yellowish, brownish color as well. I think the blazer would be a really great addition to add to that if you want to sew yourself something like that. So I want to focus specifically on this set here. It is the silk blouse with infinity maze pattern, and it's featured in this beautiful halter top as well as these silk trousers. So let's go ahead and click on that. I think this set is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It does look a little bit like it is a PJ set when it's thrown together like this. And so I wouldn't create it as like a set, maybe more so separates. And so I definitely think that the silk blouse can be made with the Burda 5737. And then for the trousers, we have a few new look patterns that have elasticated waistlines that are very similar to this style here. But again, I would personally sew these independent of one another unless I'm looking for a set to wear to bed, which I would not wear any type of halter neckline top to bed. But I think this would be absolutely stunning. And we have so many different halter styles that are very similar to this. I also like this silk evening gown as well, and this printed silk shirt. I think this is just a stunning, stunning, stunning fabric here. I love this fabric. I absolutely love this fabric. And we can definitely recreate something like this with a lot of the shirt dress patterns that we have as well. So I'll go ahead and put a few suggestions here, but I think this is absolutely stunning as well. So that is the entire Katon collection here. I also like the oversized silk blouse and the trouser set here as well. This red trouser set, I think those are absolutely gorgeous as well. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you today. Please stay tuned for the last video of this series. I am going to be sharing with you collections from some of my favorite designers, which include Zimmerman, Oscar de la Renta, and similar designers. So stay tuned for that video. If you had fun, please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Or if you learned something from this video or you found it entertaining, please make sure that you give me a big thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I hope you all have a happy and blessed sewing week, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.